famous for my face. I want to be famous for my heart.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2016 New South Wales All Schools Athletics Championships being held here at Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Centre. I'm Matt Whitbread for Athletics New South Wales, and I'm joined in the commentary box this afternoon by Ed Goddard and Matt Wood. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome, Matt, and welcome all viewers. I'll pass over to Smithy now, who's going to give us a weather update.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the fourth day of the athletics. Nice day out here at Sydney Olympic Park, the Athletics Centre. According to the weather app, it is currently 29 degrees and sunny. Small winds favouring the home straight, actually. So 100 sprinters and sprinters in general are benefiting from this. They seem to be in the region of 2 to 3 metres per second plus. But we're on track in terms of weather. Our forecast, we're on track for a good afternoon. So great way to cap off a great weekend of athletics.
You see there the timetable for this afternoon's events. We are just getting ready for the 1500 metres to start. The 19 years boys will be the first event underway. And then we'll be into the main events of the afternoon, the finals of the 100 metres and the 400 metres. What are you most looking forward to, Ed?
I think the 17 years 1500 is going to be pretty lit. It's got an absolutely huge field. We've got Josh Phillips and many others, many national level runners and national medalists in the race. So that's going to be my highlight of the day. But I also can't go past the 15 girls 100. Sarah Dugan stormed home in the heats, running 11.8 seconds with a bit of a tailwind, but still counts. It's pretty impressive, and also in a 200 she's the champion, and that race does feature multiple national medalists and state national finalists, so that's going to be mine. Matt, how about you?
My pick's probably the 17 boys 100. Pretty hot field there. Will Lloyd, he's won the 200 and the 110 hurdles already this weekend. John Geek is from Kings. I think this is his first race, so he's got some fresh legs in him. Hugo Whitehead, he's had a dominant kind of weekend. He's got some really good personal bests. I mean, there's so many names that, you know, easily could take it out, get a medal, whatever. So, look, yeah, that's probably my pick of the afternoon, but I think what we can all say is that we're in for a massive afternoon of athletics. There's a lot of good quality athletes and fields out there, so if you're on the live stream with us, thanks for joining us, and sit yourselves in because you're in for an absolute rip snorter of an afternoon.
Yeah, we'll ride this wave of emotion with you as we watch the final wrap-up of the New South Wales All Schools on the last day. Big afternoon ahead, and we'll cross back to Matt.
We're getting ready for the first of the 1500 metres this afternoon. It'll be the 19 years boys kicking us off. Take us through the start list for the 19 years boys All Schools final, Ed.
So we've got Joshua Seat-Lee from Trinity Grammar School, who hasn't posted a time. We've got Stephen Lott from St Phillips. We've got Lachlan Cubban from Barker, who was actually on the Barker Schools team for the World Schools Cross Country. We've got Scott Duffy coming back from injury, national steeplechase, and he's got the fastest time in the field. Run against him a lot in my day, so I think he's going to be the favourite going to this. And lastly, Alexander Reinders from the Trinity Grammar School. There's only 5 in this race, so it's not a huge field.
Understandable in the context of the HSC. There's quite a few young men focusing on their studies at this particular time of year.
Yeah, there really is, especially with 17's been the last year you can qualify for nationals as well. So we'll see bigger fields in the younger age groups. There's only 2 girls actually in the 19s, so that'll be a small race. So we'll follow you through, and I'll pass back to Matt.
Thanks, Ed. We'll just show you the afternoon program again as we wait for these 1500 metres to get underway. Had some good racing this morning, but the main events will be the 100 metres and the 400 metres as we get ready to go in the 1500s.
Just before we do, we've got a bit of time before this race starts, and because the fields are so small, we're thinking there's a possibility they might combine the fields. I thought there's no better way to kill time than to tell some very average dad jokes. So I think I'll get us kicked off for the afternoon. And it's quite relevant because the response to this joke is very near. You'll know what I mean in a second. So here goes. What time did the man go to the dentist? He went at 2:30. 2:30. Now, I'll just quickly, just in case you don't understand the joke, I'll just make sure you do. It's a play on words, so 2:30 is the time allocated. However, they've put it so it says 2:30. Pain. And in fact, the time is 2:21, so we're very close to the time that the dentist was visited by the man. But look, that's just kind of a little snippet of what you can get this afternoon on the live stream. It's as much as it is about quality athletics and providing some great coverage. It's about giving some great banter amongst the live stream dream team. Look, that's just the first of many dad jokes to come this afternoon, and I hope you're all as excited as I am in terms of delivering and receiving these jokes. I've got a lot of great ones up my sleeve, so I can't wait to share them with you.
As if there wasn't enough reason to stick around this afternoon for the athletics, you can also have Matt Wood keeping you entertained to chip off the old Eddie Murphy stand-up block.
And just another bit of information, Matt Wood and Matt Whitbread have the same first name, so Matt Wood will be referred to as Smithy, which is a bit of a stitch-up that happened at the Australian University Games. You had to be there to get the joke, but it was pretty funny, if I can say so myself. They're on the start line now, and it looks like they've combined the boys and the girls. In the girls, Isabella Thornton-Bott, the CCC champion and newly minted record holder, and also Jacqueline Bernard. So Isabella looks to take out this, and Scott will go in as favourite for the boys. So they're on the line now, which is to kick off the afternoon program for the final day of the All School Championships.
You've done your school proud, Alexander. He's been on the podium already twice with the shot and also the hammer, and now he's got the gold medal and he's the champion for the discus throw as well. Alexander Politsmakov from Trinity Grammar with a throw of 57.56. And a little bit on your program now, matey. Congratulations, Alexander. Well done, boys.
Just quickly before these 1500s start, just a word on Alexander Kolesnikov, who has just taken out the gold there, as seen on the screen. He's in some very good form. He's been throwing very well across all throws disciplines. He actually, at the combined all schools, CAS championships, representing Trinity, broke 2 records. Could have even been a third. I'll have to go to my laptop for that one. One was even up in age group. It just shows the kind of form he's in. However, now we're going to hand the microphone over to Ed. Ed's going to talk us through this combined under 19's 1500.
Thank you, Matt. They're on the start list in the starters' hands. Yes, thanks, Smithy. And They're about to start. And looks like Scott Duffy and Lachlan Cubban will take it through the front. It's not too fast, but they're ticking along at a good pace, so they'll look to come home strong. As they start to stretch out early, we've got Lachlan leading and Scott shadowing him behind as they come round the first straight for the first time. Isabella's tucked in as well, as is Jacqueline, so they're all stretched out and they come round past us for the first time with Lachlan taking the lead. So it's not too fast the first 234 seconds. So the wind's quite strong on the home straight as well. So they'll look to push the pace and consolidate a bit on the back.
Has 3 laps to go in this event, and that's the Barker College Lachlan Cubban ahead of Scott Duffy from St Joseph.
And they'll come through the 400 and it'll be about 68 seconds. So the pace is reasonable and Lachlan will lead them through the first lap with Scott sitting on him. Scott coming back from injury, so this is going to be a good hit out for him. He's also completing the HSC at the moment, so good luck to him. So he's shadowing him. So Stephen Lott moving up into third, as well as the first 4 start to move away. Lachlan's still leading, although Scott does look promising to take the lead at some stage. So it's Stephen Lott and Joshua Seat Lee tucked in behind the first 2, and Isabella's extending her lead on Jacqueline as she's tucked in 6th place. So they'll go through in 2:06 through 600 metres, and they'll have to move because there's some high jumpers on the track. So they're ticking along at a reasonable pace. They'll look to push home later as the race extends, although this is shaping up to be quite a fast finish, which will lead well into the 17 years 1500, which is promising to be an absolute blinder. So the first 3 are starting to run away as it comes around for the second last time in the back straight. Lachlan's still leading, although Scott's moving up on his shoulder, shadowing him well. Although Lachlan's not ready to give up the lead quite yet as he tries to push them through the bend. And he'll push onto the bend and hopefully he can kick off it and lead into 500 to go. And so there's a big move around the outside with Stephen Lott and Scott Duffy coming around the outside. So Stephen will lead them through the home straight for the second last time. And Scott's still tucked in quite well. Lockie looking at his watch, he's on good pace and he should sit on the first 3 as it will come down to a big sprint and finish. Although Stephen looks tiring and Scott will push off and they'll go through with a lap to go in 3:21. So the pace is relatively strong. They should look to run about 4:26 sort of pace. And Scott will lead Stephen out with Lachlan in 3rd place. So Stephen's coming back on him. Scott will have to go hard here. And he tries to push on the back straight while Stephen won't give up ground. Scott's starting to push on now and Stephen's going with him. He's pushing up on him, although Scott does look the dominant runner at this stage. He's gone hard early and he's starting to put a bit of distance in, although Stephen's not pulling up. In the girls, we've also got Isabella, who's got about a 80-metre lead on the next place runner. We'll cross back to Scott, who's coming into about 100 to go, and he's absolutely flying. So he's gone very hard, and this will be a very quick last lap as he pushes onto the home straight. He's got 10 metres on Stephen, and Lachlan's about 40 metres behind. But Scott Duffy will be the under-19s 1500-metre champion at the New South Wales All Schools 2016. Well done, Scott. And 4:26.9, so a reasonable time there. And if we look back down the straight, Isabella's coming through and she'll take out the women's event in the under-19s. Had a great season so far, so this will be a great position for the rest of her season as she's finishing very strong. She'll look to break 5. She'll run 4:52, so very impressive run there by Isabella and Scott, who are also training partners. And Jacqueline approaches the straight for the last time. It's a credit to these guys for coming out mid-HSC as well, having a bit of a hit out. But well done to Scott and Isabella on a very impressive run. And if we look back over the other side, the under-17s are on the start line. So I'll take you through their list. So the under-17 boys, we've got Connor Whiteley from Kinross, who's run 4:05. I've been on a few teams with him, and he's been a very impressive runner over the last 3 years. He's also a triathlete. We've got James Bottrill, Charlie Doherty from St. Ignatius, Ryan Beatson, Kane Shackers, Liam Neeson, that's a very nice name, Harrison Wade, Nicholas Katsilius, Troy Whittington, Josh Phillips, the overwhelming favourite, Harry Armstrong, Will Atkinson, Eli Molish, and Brodie Rushby. And the standout runners should be Josh Phillips, the Triple C record holder who ran 3:57 solo, Harrison Wade, who came 4th at CHS, Cade Shazaks, who came 2nd in the 800 at the Australian Juniors, and Charlie Doherty, who came 6th at the National Cross Country Championships, 2nd at GPS and 2nd at CIS. He's had a very good season so far, and he'll look to push the pace early on.
Guys, just Smithy here. My little bit of input. I'm not quite the distance runner, nor do I know a lot about it, but working off this form guide that we've got here in front of us, my pick's Josh Phillips. I think he'll take it by a length, 1.2 seconds, and he'll run a 4:07. Back to you, Ed.
Thanks, Smithy. Very nice input there. As we look down on the curve, we can see Connor Whiteley pushing the pace early. Josh is sitting on him very nicely, and this pace is fast, so he'll look to break the meet record. So the first two have distinctively taken it out. We've got Harrison Wade, we've got Jack Mills for Barker Boy, and Cade tucked in well with Troy Whittington. I just checked, the meet record is held by Ryan Gregson, and that is 3:49, so that might not be quite on the cards today, as he is the fastest Australian ever. But you never know. So Josh Phillips is pushing off. He's got 3 metres on Connor, and Connor's in a bit of no man's land in the middle. So the first lap was 61 seconds, so the pace is on, and Josh is absolutely kicking home. He's in very good form at the moment. I trained with him this week. Gave me a bit of a run for my money in a 300-time trial, so credit to him. So he's stretched out very early on, and if we look, it goes Josh from Connor, from Harrison, from Jack Mills, and they're the first 4, distinctively everyone running solo, and Josh is having a big crack for it as he comes down for the second time down the home straight. It's quite windy on the back straight, so you can see Josh working hard where he can. So his pace. So this pace is very quick so far. They've gone through in 1:46 as he's got 40 metres on. And Harrison Wade pushing up from 3rd to 2nd, and he's going to be on Connor soon. And if we look back, so the 800 is 2:02, so it's about 2:54 pace, so he's gone through very quick. In 4th place, you can see the pack starting to reform a bit, as they'll try to catch the 2nd and 3rd place runners, although Josh is still extending his lead on as he'll come through the bend and onto the home straight for the second last time. It's been a very impressive run. We saw him do a similar thing at the Triple C Championships, and he's very confident about his running at the moment, as you can see. So this will be a good stepping stone towards nationals, where he can hopefully push on for yet another national title. So Harrison Wade has overtaken Connor into 2nd place. Connor's in 3rd, and if we look back in 4th and 5th, we've got Charlie Doherty and Harrison Wade, and Charlie will try to catch Connor, but 2:53 into the last lap, so his pace is very quick here, and he's kicking home well. So Harrison Wade in 2nd, went around in 3 minutes. Connor in 3rd, went through in 3:02, although he's looking tired, and Charlie's pushing up on him. But let's not take anything away from Josh Phillips. He's gone hard, he's gone very hard, and he's got about 50 metres on the pack. So very impressive, although Harrison Wade's pushing strong. It won't be enough, but he's having a very good run. And if we look back into third place, Charlie Doherty's going hard. He's overtaken Connor, and Harrison Wade is coming around his outside too. Or Troy Whittington, my mistake. So Josh Phillips about to come round into the home straight for the final time. Pace is very quick, and he should run well under 4 minutes here. So he's kicking off the home straight. Had a very impressive run. So he's got 40 metres on Harrison. So he's gone hard early and paid for it a bit later, but he'll still run under 4 minutes. Willie, he's slowed down, and yes, 3:09.09. So very impressive. 3:59.09, very impressive. Harrison Wade in second, and Charlie Doherty in third. So well done to these guys. It'll be a great stepping stone for the season ahead. Troy Whittington in fourth, and Connor Whiteley, who did a lot of the work early, in fifth place. And then the pack comes across. We've got Cade, who led that pack through. Yeah, very impressive race. Did not disappoint one bit. And I'll throw back to Matt.
Very impressive front-running performance indeed. Bodes well for the Australian All Schools Championships in about a month's time down in Canberra, you would think. But pretty lonely out there, out front all by himself.
I've also got a bit of a shout out here to the UTS University Games team who are watching. If you don't know, the UTS men won the athletics title and the women came second, and came second overall sadly, but we'll push up next year hopefully, and we'll cross back over to the start line, and we've got the 17s women's, so we'll go through the line. So we've got Brittany Watson, we've got Courtney Hopkins, Georgia Evans, Elizabeth Martin, Hannah Prio, Amy Bennett, Rose Davies, Olivia Fry, Ruma Williams, and Jessica Go. So this is a very impressive field, and I'll take you through some of their achievements.
And just before he does, I'll contribute again with my pick for the race. Look, hot field, but it's hard to go past Georgia Evans from Starlinghurst. I know she's been putting in some hard yards over the off season, training with the Harding to Lose twins. Quite a close bunch, those three. She's my pick. However, a lot of competitors here that will challenge her right to the end. Just to name a few: Watson, Davies, Prio. That's just some of the few, but it's high class, and there's no doubt about that.
Thanks, Smithy. If we look through the field again, you can see Georgia Evans is a national medalist and came first at the CIS Championships. We've got Williams, who came second at CIS. We've got Prio, who's a national finalist. Rose Davies, who came second at Triple C. Jessica Go, who came second at CHS. Brittany Watson, who ran 4:39 to win CHS, who's had a great cross-country season. And lastly, Courtney Hopkins, who won the 3K on Friday. So they're in the starters' hands now, and they'll be off soon.
Olivia Fry from William Clark College, Ruma Williams from St Peters at Bruley, and Jessica Warren from James Roos Ag High, who was a medalist in the 3,000 metres.
And they're off now, and Brittany Watson and Jessica Go will lead them through down the home straight, and the pace, like the boys, is on quite strong early, so they're absolutely flying here. They should look to bunch up a bit as they come around the bend. Brittany Watson will lead them ahead of Jessica Go around the bend. So stretched out early, you can see Rose Davies and Georgia Evans tucked in well behind them, although Brittany Watson will lead them through the back, through them around the bend. So you can see the pace is quite strong, 36 second first 200, and they're looking to bunch up a bit now. So Watson ahead of Go, ahead of Hopkins, Davies and Evans. And they're the top 5. You can see Hannah Prero as well pushing up into the first group. As they start to bunch up a bit, they'll go through 354 seconds. We come round to 400 now. We'll pick up their split. It looks to be about 73 seconds through 400, so the pace is pretty strong. And Brittany still leads ahead of Jessica, although Courtney Hopkins is pushed up as well, and Rose Davies moving around the outside a bit. So the girls are obviously happy sitting, and Brittany's having to work hard into the wind, and Jessica is pushing around her outside, although I think she'll sit back in. We've got Georgia Evans, who's sitting in quite well. She's also my pick, thanks Matt. She's going to take quite some beating. She's had a very strong season, soved it, and so as they come round to 2 laps to go, we'll see some of the back runners start to make their mark a bit, although Brittany will lead them through, still ahead of Jessica and Courtney. So it's a pack of 7 girls now, with Hannah Preo sitting on the back, and Ruma Williams. Come through 800 now. They'll go through in about, it'll be 2:33 as they go through, with Brittany still leading. If we look to the meet record of 4:26, they'll have to work hard if they want to catch that, although they're starting to pick the pace up a bit as they start to stride out on the back straight. So Brittany's still leading, although we can see a bit of a move coming from Rose Davies and Jessica Go. And they'll look to push down the home straight where the wind is favourable, because it is very strong out here at Homebush at the moment. So Brittany leading through 500 to go. Jessica sitting quite nicely right behind her. Rose Davey and Courtney Hopkins, as well as Georgia Evans. So Jessica Go makes her way around the outside as they come into the last lap. So the pace is pretty strong, although the record looks to be off the cards. So Georgia Evans makes her way around the outside, and she'll take them through the bell alongside Jessica Go. And it's shaping up to be a very fast finish, with Rose Davies coming around the outside too, and Courtney Hopkins. So Jessica Go will lead them with 300 to go, and Georgia Evans sitting well on her outside. Someone's going to have to make a move here soon, and it looks to be Georgia Evans pushing down the home straight well, and it's distinct 4-people pack. So it's Jessica, Georgia, Rose and Courtney. So they moved into the first 4, and with 200 to go, they're still quite close. So it's okay.
If they want the win here, they're going to have to go. Evans, 150 to go. She moves out a metre, but there's fierce competition behind.
So Davies coming around, Evans outside. Davies going to push ahead of the bend, and Georgia's going to have to work very hard if she want to catch her. Georgia's coming up, but it's Davies. Davies by 2. Jessica's finishing strong coming around the outside, but it looks to be Davies. Jessica's coming strong, but it'll be Rose Davies ahead of Jessica Go and Georgia Evans in 4:46. So a very impressive run there, and a very impressive last 200 in particular. Credit to Jessica and Brittany for doing a lot of the leading through the first 3 laps of the race. But what a great race. Thoughts, Smithy?
If you gave me one word, I'd say sensational, and if you gave me 2, I'd say absolutely sensational. Rather, it's great to see such a high quality level of performance here, just at the schools, all schools. A lot of these girls are struggling. They've got a lot of schoolwork that they've got to put up, but they're toughing the weekend and putting out some great results. So it's great to see such a high class field, and a lot of them out there too having a crack.
Grace Brandon from the ACT is first on 5:66. That's 2 centimetres behind on 5:64. We have Alexandra Peterson from St Mary's Senior College, and 2 centimetres behind that, Maya Levering from Cheltenham Girls High high school. They have one more jump to go, so we'll see if they can sort themselves out with that very close finish.
Peter, can I do the bench 314, please, when the score finishes? Ladies and gentlemen, we're drawing attention now to the medal presentation area. This is the medal presentation for girls 1500 metres.
Next event on the track is the 16 years girls 1500 metres. Matty Wood, take us through the field.
Matt Smith, thank you. All right, we have 15 competitors in the 16s 1500 for the females. Mackenzie Penn will run from the inside. Shayla Shazaks is in lane 2. Annika Durante, 3. Michaela Hopper, Sarah Durante. So we got the. Well, they're related because Durante is not a common surname, but one's at Oak Hill and one's at St Vincent. So bit of controversy there on the start list. However, we'll continue on. Number 7, Sarah Reese, Emily Yamgotchian, Caitlin Flynn, Rihanna Turner, Imogen Gribble, Sarah Playford, Sarah McDermott, Kathleen Young, and to round out the field from Goria Central will be Kelsey Human. Quite a big pack here. We've got a meet record from 1989, so quite some time ago. Susie Walsham competing for Ravenswood, 4:25.74, and you'd imagine that's going to be, with these gusty conditions, pretty hard to get. But, that being said, we've got some girls who have posted some quick times. There's a 4:40 PB, a 4:46. So, sky's the limit, as they do sometimes say.
Thanks, Smithy. They do say that quite often. If we look through the start list, we've got the champion from CIS, Annika Durante. Matt did pick up on a very popular last name in this field. Michaela Hopper, the Triple C champion. And we've also got Kelsey Human, the CHS champion. So those three should push the win. Sarah McDermott as well. Her sister Annabelle McDermott ran a very impressive 5,000 metres at the World Juniors, and athletics literally does run in this family. She's a very impressive runner herself, and she's got one of the faster times in the field. She's run 4:40. Other fast times include Sarah Playford, Kelsey Human, and Shayla Shazaks, whose brother was in the last race, the boys 17s 1500 metres. So they're in the starters' hands now. And I'll pass back to Matt.
Ed, just real quickly before this race starts, who's your pick and why? I'd love to know.
Thanks, Matt. I'm glad you value my opinion. Sarah McDermott is my pick. I just can't go past her. Although Kelsey Human is the form runner at the moment, and Michaela Hopper's running well. She hasn't posted a quick time in comparison to the others, although she's had a very impressive cross-country season. So they're off now. And it looks to be Shayla Shazaks and Michaela Hopper lead them through, with Sarah McDermott coming around the outside, the big tall figure. So it looks to be Shayla and Sarah lead them into the bend for the first time. And they start to consolidate a bit and the pace slows down. And Sarah will lead them alongside Shayla and Michaela Hopper at the front. So the pace isn't too fast early, although they're ticking along at a reasonable rate. So the pace is slowed down quite a lot. We've got Sarah Playford taking the lead now, ahead of Sarah McDermott, and also Kelsey Human, the CHS champion, who is a bit of a dark horse. And she's my pick as the outside shine. If I was a betting man, I would put a bit of dollars on her.
If I was working at Tab, I reckon she'd be at odds at about I'd say 520. Quite an outsider, but look, you never know. They'll go through.
You're quite right.
Yeah, they've gone through 400 in 1 minute 20. So that equates to 80 seconds if we're not working off minutes. So, you know, they're ticking along. It's nothing too strenuous, but they're starting to pick up the pace as they hit that headwind down the back straight.
Thanks, Matt. Yes, they have picked up the pace, and it's going to be Sarah leading Sarah McDermott ahead of Sarah Playford. Two girls from the IGSA Association, so they've raced each other quite a lot. Shayla Shazaks and Michaela Hopper are placed quite well behind them, and so is Kelsey Human as the front pack starts to form. They've slowed up a bit now, although they look to push off the bend, with Sarah leading the majority of this race so far. It's looking to be a similar fashion to the last race, with a big bunch, and it's pointing towards a sprint finish. And Sarah McDermott will lead ahead of Sarah Playford, with Shayla Shazaks and Michaela Hopper coming around the outside.
And then sitting just in behind them, Shakash from Warilla High School.
So Sarah Loveday making a big move down. She's sitting behind Sarah McDermott as the first forward starting to stretch out a bit. They're working very hard into the headwind. So the first four, we've got Sarah McDermott, Sarah Playford, Caitlin Loveday, and Shayla Shazaks. So they'll come round into the home straight soon off the bend, which will be for the last time, and it's starting to stretch out quite a lot. We've got Sarah McDermott ahead of Caitlin Loveday and Shayla Shazaks as the first three to start to make their mark on the field. Sarah's done a lot of the work early. Will she be able to hold on? I just don't know. We've got Caitlin moving around the outside, although Sarah's not ready to give up the lead yet. And Shayla Shazaks looking very good. So Sarah Reese having a good run in second place. As they start to make the move around. So the pace hasn't been too fast, but now it is picked up quite a lot. We've got McDermott ahead of Reese. So McDermott working hard into the headwind, with Reese sitting on it quite well. They're both striding out. But McDermott's kicking now. She's gone hard early, and it's looking to pay off. She's got 5 metres. She's got 6 metres on the... And Sarah in second has got 40 metres on Shayla. Although Sarah Playford's working hard to get back into the medals. But it looks to be a one-horse race now. Sarah McDermott, the overwhelming favourite, coming into the home straight. 100 to go, 20-metre lead. How good. She's going to wrap this one up, and she's going to be your All Schools Championship. There's a challenge for third here, as Sarah Playford has taken Shayla Shazaks. She did a lot of the work early, so it's a good credit to her. So it's going to be Sarah McDermott in first, in 4:48. Sarah Reese in second, and Sarah Playford in third. So it's a bit of a Sarah show here, and I'll pass back to Matt.
Some great running there, some gutsy running in some gusty conditions. Hats off to all of them, especially for a few of them that were leading for a majority of the race. Might have paid the consequence toward the end of the race, but it's just great to see a lot of high quality performances rolling through. We just have the last of our athletes here getting their performances and their times. Some good running, big field, and it's good to see them all hanging around at the end, shaking each other's hands and giving each other hugs. Love a bit of camaraderie in school level athletics.
Love a bit of camaraderie in all levels of athletics, Matty.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
The next event on the track will be the 15 years boys 1500 metres. And there'll be 12 athletes lining up in this one, the All Schools final. In position 1 will be Luke Lambie from Oxford Falls Grammar, coming into the race with a seed time of 4:30.1. Zach Martin will go into position 2 from Gosford High. Elijah James from Glenwood High with a seed time of 4:21. Anthony Vlatko, who's an international athlete joining us today, will go into position 4. Oliver Steele Park will come into position 5 representing Kings. Kyle Walsh from St Aloysius College in position 6. Charles McGrath in 7 for Waverley. So a lot of the key independent schools coming into the race. Elliot McGoran from Mount St Patrick's goes into position number 8. Joshua Bolch in position 9 from Leeton High. Tom McDonald goes into 10 from Aloysius. Joshua Ferris in 11 from Arndell Anglican College, and Luke Young from Toronto High rounds out the field in position number 12. The hot seed times in this race are 4:11 from Elliot McGochran from Mount St Patrick's, 4:21 from Elijah James, Glenwood High, and another 4:21 from Joshua Ferris of Arndell Anglican College. Do you have a tip in this, Matty?
Look, I think you've summed it up pretty well just there. Again, all I'm working off is numbers that I've got in front of me because I know little to nothing about distance running. But look, yeah, it's hard to go past the trio of James, McGoran and Ferris. I think those three, depending on the tactics that they have and the form that they're in, I think those three will probably take up the medals, whereas I'm not sure which medal they will take. We'll have to find out.
Joshua Bolch from Leeton High, Tom McDonald from St Aloysius, Joshua Ferris from Arndell Anglican College, from the outside lane, the national junior champion Luke Young from Toronto High.
The starter's gun has gone and the athletes are running. They're looking at each other here for pacing. Wow, we've got a few going at quite a pace there. I wouldn't say that's quite a jog, that's more of a sprint. A few of these guys just want to get in a good position early on. As you can see the form there, they're running in a train formation rather than a bunch formation. That usually is indicative of the fact that they're moving at quite a pace and they don't have the opportunity to bunch up. We've gone through 250 now. We're onto the home straight. It's very gusty. There's no doubt about that. And the athletes are using that to their advantage. They've gone through a 300 in 45, averaging 15-second 100. So that's not easy at all. It's quite a push. But they're working hard. We can see Elliot. He's taking the lead. We're going through 400 in 1 flat, so they're maintaining that. Luke Young is hanging on as well. He's made a move down that back straight, and he'll hit the lead. And it looks like Zach Martin is rolling into second there. It's quite a pace here. Anthony Vlatko, I think he's moved into the minor 3rd position, the bronze medal. However, it's still very early days, so it's hard to determine if this is going to be sustained throughout the race. As you can see, the pace is starting to drop off from that first pace there. They are still moving though. Luke Young, he's moving down this home straight. He's got about a 7 meter lead. He'll roll through. They'll go through 700 in just under 150. It looks like Elliot McGrath will move into second there. And Vlatko is right in amongst as well, which is great to see. They've gone through 800 now. They'll roll through in a 207. 207. So the pace has significantly dropped off from their 60-second lap. They've now pulled out a 67. But you can understand it's quite the occasion. The wind isn't helping them. But tactically, they're all running different races, so it'll be interesting to see what will happen as we round that second bend for the second last time. So it's Luke Young, who's the national champion. He's rounding into that home straight. 500 to go. They've got 2:45 on the clock. It's quite a pace. And if he can maintain any sort of speed, you'd imagine that he's going to challenge his personal best. His seeded time here is a 4:25. So what he's going to need there is he's going to need just about a 75-second lap or anything under, and he should do that. Into second, Zach Martin. He's pushing through well, so he'll take up second position. But still, for these minor places, it's anyone's race. As we've got our final athletes coming through the bell, but it's still Luke Young. 2:50 to go. He's been dominant from 400. He's pushed down that home straight and he's maintained that lead. He looks like he's got that gold already around his neck, or pretty well close to it anyway. 1:50 to go. It's interesting what's happening here with the minor placings, but Luke Young, what a run, what a performance, what a man. That's what I say. Elliot James, I think that is Elliot James, into the silver medal. Could perhaps be. Wow, he's just missed the record there. But that'll be Elijah James, and third will be Anthony Vlatko, and that'll be followed by Zach Martin as well. But 4:04.7, the winning time, is less than a second off that record, which is agonisingly close. Todd Wakefield from St Gregory's Campbelltown has that record from 2006, so a 10-year-old record. Quite a performance.
I think Ed Goddard's got someone down trackside, so down to Ed for an interview trackside.
Congratulations on the win, Josh. Had a very gutsy run. Went out very hard. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was pretty good. First lap was pretty comfortable, and it kind of just got worse from there. The sting kicked in on the last lap, but I'm pretty happy with it. The wind and the heat, made it pretty hard.
Going sub's always tough, especially on your own. So credit to you.
Thank you very much.
What are your plans for the rest of the season?
Look, for now, maybe just a bit more training, get some Ks under the belt, and then hopefully have a good crack at 3,000 champs. And then maybe if we can get into Zatopek, have another quick one there.
So you'll be racing the All Schools Australians?
Yeah.
Looking to win there?
We'll see, yeah. I mean, it depends. If I do Zatopek, I might do it, I might not. But for now, I say we'll do it. Yeah. Hopefully can get a win there. Yeah.
Set up a good season before Year 12 next year?
Oh, yeah. HSC is going to be a killer, isn't it?
Thanks very much, dude. Well run.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. See you at training soon.
See you later.
There you go.
All right. On the start list, we have the girls 15 years, 1500. And Matt Whitbread will run you very quickly through the start list.
Thanks, mate. In position 1 will be Jessica Bennett from Janelli High. In position 2, Emily Schneider from Cronulla High School. In 3, Imogen Gardiner from Pymble Ladies College. In 4, Jessica Noble from Belmont High. Starting in the 5th position is Sian Fennell from Smiths Hill High. Pimble's Ladies College is represented by Sophia Carmody in position number 6. Olivia Hogg will start 7th in the line from Abbottsley, and Gabrielle Dam will be from Cheltenham Girls High, running out of position 8. Georgina Sargent starts out of number 9 from Pimble's Lady College, the third of those in the race. Beth Arentz starts from Darbank Hurstville in position number 10. And Kiani Wilson will round out the field in position number 11 from Marion College, Kenthurst. Who do you like in this, Matt?
Wow. I'm going to say the big three here. Emily Schneider from Cronulla High. She's coming in with the best time of the field. She's got 4:31 dead to her name, which is very respectable. Imogen Gardiner from PLC, Pymble Ladies College. She's a 4:41 runner. very impressive as well for the girls in the 15 years. And I think Sian Fennell from Smith Hill High with a 4:42, I think those three will take it. But the race has started, and the girls are powering quite quickly down that back straight. It looks like Emily Schneider will take the win there. Sian Fennell is right on her shoulder, and on her inside it looks like Imogen Gardner. So the big three that we said early on seem to have taken the three positions at the front, and they've moved nice and quick through that first 200.
Emily Schneider will lead them down the home straight for the first time, ahead of Imogen Gardner and Sian Fennell. Gabrielle Dam and Olivia Hogg is on the back of the pack. She's had a very good season, so I wouldn't be surprised if she pushes up towards the leaders. Emily Schneider and Imogen Gardner will lead them through the first lap in 69 seconds, so very fast, and she's stretching it out already. So it's very stretched out. We've got Imogen Gardner working very hard to get on the back of Emily, and Jessica Noble as well, and Sian Fennell is in third, and she's pushing up as well. But it is the top three who are starting to make their way around. And Emily Schneider, 7 metres on Imogen, who's got 15 metres on Sian. So it's a very fast pace so far. You can see Emily's PB of 4:31, very impressive. So I wouldn't be surprised if she runs something similar today. It's been the fastest of the 1500s so far today. But Imogen Gardner does look very strong as she fixes her hair in second place. Emily working very hard, coming around in 2:03, so very fast pace. So the pace is on very quick. 800. And they'll come through the 800 metre mark, and Emily's got about 25 metres on Imogen, and they'll go through 800 in 2:21.
Moving.
So she's extended her lead. She's got about 30 metres on Imogen, who's got about 40 metres on Sian, and Jessica Noble as well, who are going to be battling it out for third. Although it's a one-horse race, it is the Emily show, because she's extended it by about 50 metres over Imogen, and she's striding around, and she'll come into the home straight for the second last time, and the pace is very, very fast. So it could easily be a PB for her. I wouldn't be surprised if she runs something close to the meet record. I don't know if it'll be quite a meet record, which is Catherine Miller's 4:20. So Emily coming around, and she'll come through the bell, and she'll come through in 3:16, so very fast, and she'll push. She'll have to work hard if she wants to break the record, but she's got about 60 metres on Imogen, who's looking quite strong. There's a big battle for third between Jessica and Imogen, and Jessica and Sian actually, and Sian is sitting quite well on Jessica. Although as we cross back to Emily Schneider, she's absolutely killing it. She's got 70 metres on the pack. She's looking strong, coming around with 200 metres to go. Imogen Gardner in second, looking strong, but Emily has absolutely slaughtered this field. Impressive run here, and she looks to run a PB. She comes around the bend for the final time and will kick into the home straight. It won't be quite a meet record, but she will hope to run on a 4:30, and she'll come round and kick off the bend, and she leads Imogen by 80 metres, who's moving strong, and it's still a battle for third, which we'll cross back to soon. But it's all Emily, and she'll cross the line in 4:29.90, so a PB for her. Very impressive. Imogen Gardner coming around in second, but it's a big battle for third, which we'll cross to. Siana's come around the outside of Jessica, and she's kicked off. So Emily Schneider first, Jessica Noble, Imogen Gardner in second, and Sian Fennell in third, ahead of Jessica Noble. Very impressive run there. The fastest 1500 by the girls today by quite a big margin. So very impressive. And I'll cross back to Matt.
I did notice the irony in that race of Ed Goddard pointing out anyone fixing their hair, as has been noted on the YouTube comments by Isaac Sharwood. Mullet goals for Mr. Goddard. I understand that he was a victim of Australian Uni Games, as has so often been the case throughout history. But the Ed Goddard mullet getting a good showing on the live stream during his fine interviews with the winners of today's races.
There's a number of medals here. My notice is 4 people. Third place hitter from New South Wales is Adrian Baxter. And that's with a jump of 5 metres 48. Second from New South Wales, I'll understand why I'm saying this in a second, is Maya Leverett from Cheltenham Girls High School. And Maya jumped 5 metres 62. And your gold medalist and the New South Wales champion from St Mary's with a jump of 5.64, Alexandra Peterson. However, we also have representatives from the Australian Capital Territory. And so the gold medalist and overall winner of this event is Grace Brennan with a jump of 5 metres 66 from St Clair's. Well done, Grace. Well done, Alexandra, Maya and Adrienne.
The next event on the track, we have the boys 19 years 100 metres. Now, because obviously this meet clashes with HSC, we only have 4 men in the field. The meet record is held by Matt Shervington, 10.29. And as gusty as this tailwind might be, I think that could perhaps be a little bit out of reach for these athletes. However, I will introduce them to you. In lane 5, we have Nathan Robertson, and he's representing Southern Highlands Bowral. In 6, we have John Moore from Oxley High. 7, Jack Vane Tempest from St Edwards in Gosford. And to round it out in lane 8, Theo Mahelis from St Phillips in Christian. Now, the 4 boys in this field all have pretty similar times that they've got down on paper. It should be a nice race, but I think John Moore and Jack Vane Tempest are going to be the 2 that are hard to beat. You ready?
And I think we've got Ed Goddard, who's got another interview for us down trackside. Over to you, Ed.
Thanks, Matt. Very impressive run there in the wind. How did you find the conditions?
They were right. It's just in the last lap I could feel the wind on the back straight. And I was just like, oh, so close to the end, but it just, yeah.
Fastest time by the girls today. Did you have a plan going into the race?
I was just trying to go out hard and just try to hang on for the last lap. I was on track for the first 2 laps, and then my 3rd lap, which is always one where I dropped off a couple of seconds, but I just tried to hold it for the last lap because I was trying to get as close to the record as I could, but it was a better run than Friday, so I was happy.
And is that a PB for you?
Equal.
PB. You guys won't be able to see, but she actually raced in racing flats, not spikes. Is that a usual thing?
Yeah, because I've got my feet rolling, so I've got to have shoes for support, and I haven't really tried out spikes yet because I'm a bit scared. Like I'll spike myself. But yeah.
I'm sure you got some faster times to hit over the future. Have you got any goals for this season?
Hopefully to get on the podium down in Canberra. And yeah, I just want to try to get on the podium in both the races. And
Is that your first nationals?
yeah, last year I missed out just by one spot. So
Well, congratulations on today. Very good run, and I look forward to seeing you over the coming season. Well done.
All right, we're going to switch back to the track. We've moved from 1500s back to 100s. I'll quickly go over the start list of the 19 boys 100 again. Nathan Robertson is coming out of 5. John Moore, 6. Jack Vane Tempest in 7. And Theo Michaelis is in 8. Watch for 6 and 7 to get out well. However, this could go to photo finish as a blanket finish. It's anyone's race. And we're in the starters' hands. Vane Tempest is out well as he leads at the 30-metre mark. He comes up well. Moore just on his shoulder there. Those two start to pull away. It's going to be Vane Tempest. He'll take the win. Moore will come second. Robertson will roll through in third. 11.25. The wind plus 2.2. That's very quick running for the boys. And furthermore, we'd just like to say good luck to them for their HSC exams that are currently happening. However, slightly disappointing that wind is just illegal, being a 2.2 with 2.0 the legal limit. But some great running there by Jack, who's representing St Edwards in Gosford.
Champion from Toronto High, Luke Young. Luke's time is 4:04.71. Great work, Luke. Congratulations, boys, and thank you, James.
We're now on the start line for the 19 years 100. Again, we only have 4 athletes, but that's understandable. With exams well underway for Year 12 athletes. To take you through the field, Lane 5, Melissa Fitzsimmons. She's representing Brigidine College in St Ives. Lane 6, Louisa Healy. She's coming in at odds of $1.01. She's head and shoulders above. Lane 7, Sarah Healy, representing Abbottsley. And Lane 8, Naomi Mern from Fort Street High. Now, 6 and 7, Louisa and Sarah Healy. You're probably thinking, they've got to be related. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true. Louisa is representing St John Bosco College and Sarah is Abbottsley. Louisa is a very, very good athlete. She was selected to run at the World Under-20 Championships for Australia in the 4x100 relay. However, sadly had to pull out due to injury. So this is her comeback race. It'll be interesting to see how she's bounced back from that news. The girls have just been called onto their blocks and they're in the starters' hands. We're off. Louise has already got an edge on her competitors. She comes out very well from her start. Sarah will push for second, Sarah Healy, but Louisa Healy is going to take the win. It's going to be Sarah Healy for second, Melissa Fitzsimmons for third. 12.25, very good running there. Just outside the meet record, held by Michelle Dalrymple. That was set almost 20 years ago, so some great running there from Michelle. But Louisa Healy is your girls 19 years 100 metre New South Wales All Schools champion.
A bit of a fun fact here, Melissa Fitzsimmons is actually the sister of Sean Fitzsimmons, who was on the UTS University Games team. So shout out to Sean. I know he's watching at home, so see you at uni this week.
Now this next race on the track is what I called as my highlight for the afternoon. The boys 17 years, 100 metres. This is going to be hot. It could be lit. It's definitely going to be hot, perhaps lit. The middle 4 lanes are probably the 4 that you need to keep your eyes on. We've got a field of 10 here. So yeah, they're utilising most of the lanes here at Sydney Olympic Park, and we're very lucky to have them. I'll go through the start list. In lane 1, Alec Newen. Lane 2, Blake Whiteley. He's representing Curry High. 3 will be Jack Kerry for the Scots College. 4 will be William Lloyd for Barker College, who's already won the 200 and the 110 metre hurdles this competition, and he broke the hurdles meet record, so good on him, in fine form. Lane 5, John Geekus for the King's School. He's coming in with the fastest personal best in the field. He looked dominant in his heat as well. 6 will be Hugo Whitehead for St Andrew's Cathedral. 7, Liam McCann representing Xavier College in Landillo. 8 will be James Mizzy for Parramatta Marist. 9 will be Bo Ingram for Chobrook Tech High, and to round out the field, 10 will be Will Roberts. All athletes here have seeded times under 11.5 seconds, so that just shows the calibre and the quality that we have in the field. Ed Goddard, who's your pick?
I just can't go past Will Lloyd. He broke the record in the hurdles this morning, which did belong to Matt Wood. Not anymore. Bit awkward. Yeah, Will Lloyd's definitely my pick, although I think Matt may have some differing opinion.
Not differing opinion at all. I think Will's definite. He's in there for the medals. There's no doubt about that. I just think John Geekus, it's his first comp for the weekend. He's got a 10.64 PB. I just think with the way he started in his heat, can you see him getting beaten by Will?
I just don't know. Is he going to win? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Cross back over to Matt.
We'll have to wait until 3:22 when the race starts. It's currently 3:21, and I think that means we might be able to quickly squeeze in a dad joke. So I may as well do so. This next dad joke is being sent in by Trenton Taylor on Facebook. So thank you, Trenton. Keep them coming through, guys. A ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." That's just another classic dad joke. That's what you come to expect on the live stream. The live stream Dream Team bringing you the New South Wales All Schools Day 4 Sunday afternoon competition, and we have the 17 boys 100 metres on the line. They've been called down to their blocks. We've got an underdog call up here. Will Roberts from lane 10. I think he could come for a smoky medal. The last of them have settled. The gun has been raised. Lloyd's gotten out well. Geekus is a step behind. Geekus is progressing through. It's Will Lloyd, John Geekus. Geekus has got the lead. Wow, Will Lloyd will take it. Geekus second. And we'll need a photo for third between Whitehead and Roberts. Wouldn't mind getting the team doctor down. 10:49. Let's let that sink. 2.4 tail. So very, very close. But that's going to be a meet record. That's officially 10:47. That's his second for the weekend. I do train with him, and it's embarrassing now that I'm 2 years older and he is quicker. However, look, some great running there. I think a lot of the athletes will get personal bests there, although wins illegal. So that's just that's some insane running there from the 17 boys 100. quick shout out to Mikey Nicholas. I've just got a message from him saying that he's listening to myself, Ed, and Matt on the live stream, and we're the best commentators yet. And that just shows the kind of bloke he is. Mikey, thank you. And yes, it is bad that Will has broken my record, but I'm happy it's moved on to another Barker boy.
Thanks, Matt. Yes, absolute scenes here. 10:49 for the winning time. 10:47 round down, actually. John Geikus, 10:56, and third place has been given to Will Roberts from Christian Brothers. If you were watching earlier, we did refer to him as Stefan, so hopefully that'll stick for the season ahead.
On the start list, the 17 girls 100 should live up to the expectation and the hype of that one, I believe, of the boys. We've got some killer athletes, if I do say so myself, that are in this lineup, and I will run you through them. Paige Wilson, lane 1. Lane 2 will be Nicole Banning. She's representing Port Hacking High. Good on her. 3, Caitlin Reeves from Bathurst High. Bit of a hike to get here, but thank you, Caitlin. Lane 4, Maisie Stevens, King Koppel Rose Bay. Now she's a very, very good athlete. You could probably put her at favourite, but I'm not going to be so bold and make that call. 5 will be Christy Edwards from Pymble Ladies College, who's the athletics captain at PLC for next year, I believe. So massive, and girls sports captain, if I believe so.
Yeah, you do. She is the girls sports captain.
Congratulations.
Inside knowledge there.
That's insane. Lane 6 will go to Carly McAva. 7, Sophie McGovern, who ran second for hurdles this morning. 8 will go to Jasmine Fountas. She's representing Redham House. 9, Natasha Rudder. And 10, to round out the field, Bronte Carroll for St Philip's Christian. So you're probably thinking that in the middle 4, in Stevens, Edwards, McAva and McGovern, will challenge for those 3 medals. But tell you what, I'm still buzzing after that 17 boys. What do you reckon, Ed?
Well, I don't know too much about the 100, but I'm actually joined by Rohan Browning, who is a previous All Schools 100 metre champion, who is going to give me a bit of an insight.
In regards to this, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. It was a very quick run, and edging closer to Jack Hale's national record. So we'll see if that goes over the next season also.
We will, but in the meantime, the girls are on their blocks for this 100. Look out for Stevens, Edwards, McAva and McGovern. We're off. Stevens has got out well. McGovern progressing well. Same with Edwards. But look, it's Maisie Stevens who's pulling away from Edwards. Maisie will take the win. Edwards will come second. McGovern will take third. 11.84. And that's into a 0.9 headwind, which is, in one word, that's insane. Great running there from Maisie. She's gone from strength to strength since the Open Nationals, and she's really she's a great chance for the Australian All Schools Championships in Canberra soon. Congratulations to Maisie. Christy will come home with the silver there. I think it was 12.1 her time. And Sophie McGovern just edged out Carly McAva for third. So great running by those girls.
Still got some more time before this next race, so we'll return to... We got interrupted with Rowan earlier, but Rowan, you know a bit about 100 metre sprinting. Mate, talk us through your thoughts on that 17 boys 100 final.
Well, I mean, it was a close one between Geekus, I think it was, and Will Lloyd. I mean, I had money on Will Lloyd from the start, but I think the most impressive thing about it was the fact that he just held his form so well towards the end. As Geekus faded, and I guess it's an easy mistake to make in the 100 metres, but yeah, I think the most impressive thing about that race was the fact that Lloyd just stayed so strong through, and obviously the time reflected that.
Thanks, Rowan. We're getting ready to go in the next race. Take us through this field, Matt. Smithy
here, and I'm going to take you through that start list. 16 boys, 100 metres. This is going to be quick. Oh, that's as much as I'm going to say. Running out of lane 1, Dean Kaliris from Trinity Grammar. From lane 2, also representing Trinity, Albert Swan. 3 will be Benjamin Denham. He's running for Lisa Rowe High. Lane 4, also for Trinity. That's bold. Sebastian Moyer. 5 will be Yadin Ngeng from Westfield Sports High. 6 will be Christian Sinakori for Rosebank College. 7, Chris Eas, St Patrick's, who trains with Trinity, so effectively they've got 4 already. 8 will be Mohammed Kanj from Robert Townsend High. 9 will be Jason Kongpanrak from Arbon Vale. And to round out the field, Dominic Darko is running in lane 10, and he will be running for Westfield Sports High. So 2 Westfield athletes, 3 Trinity, technically 4. And we've got a meet record here from Jordan Shelley. That was set in 2014, 10:61. Judging off the times that the guys ran in their qualifying, we'd have to have a nice little following wind here, I think, if that were to go. But look, we've got a lot of talent, and we definitely have the opportunity for that potentially to go.
Certainly nice conditions for sprinting. Some nice tailwinds coming down. Had some tails with a 3 in front of it this afternoon, 2.4 for that 17 years race. So it's certainly favourable conditions for those boys.
I think Sarah Dugan's 100 heat had a 5.1 tail, and subsequently she ran 11.8, I believe. I can't quite remember. So, it's just showing the conditions here are perfect. They always rave on about Canberra being Australia's best track. Well, the newly laid Sopac, I'll tell you what, would give it a good run for its money. We've got an inside call up here from Rowan Browning himself. Watch Chris Eos here, and if he can finish the race as he does start, he'll be hard to beat. But he's going to have a bit of stiff competition from Sebastian Moyer, Yadin Ngeng, and Christian Sinakori. They're on their blocks. Bit of movement there from lane 3, but they're out anyway. Chris Eos is growing well. Seb Moyer running through well. And Ngeng from Westfield will power through. He'll win it. He'll take it from Seb Moyer. And in third, Chris Eos will take it. 10.75 unofficially. Very impressive.
And it will come down.
3.4 tail. And I do believe that time will come down. We'll have to wait for the official time. 10.73. It has come down. You beauty. Look, some great running there. That's what we call pure class. Boys all trying to make their way onto the New South Wales team for the Australian All Schools Championships, and subsequently the New South Wales team probably will win. So they want to be involved in that. But some great running there.
Next event on the track is the 16 years girls 100 metres. Full field of 10, and Maddie Wood will take us through them.
Rebecca Langford, lane 1. Kelsey Cooper Phyllis. She's representing Cheltenham Girls High. Lane 3 will be Isabel Lee from Mount St Joseph's. Caitlin Hicks is running out of lane 4 for William Clark College. 5 will be Kiara White from Dapto High. 6, Tiana Deeth, William Clark College as well. She broke the meet record in her hurdles this morning, so she's in fine form. Katie Devitt from 7, Cherrybrook Tech High, fastest time through the heat. Isabel Di Paolantonio from St Vincent's College is out of 8. Davinia Vine is from 9, and to round out the field, Akua Franklin from Burwood Girls High. Just like to clarify, it is pronounced Tiana Deeth, not Death. Got a few comments over that already. But the girls are down in their blocks. This should be an interesting race. Meet record 11:66, Sam Geddes. I know she's in hospital recovering at the moment, so good luck with your recovery, Sam. We're set to go here. We're off. Deeth's gotten out well. Devitt's moved past her on her outside, so it's Devitt. Deeth is in second. White is pushing through, so it'll be Devitt, White and Deeth. 11:97, and that wind is legal. 2.0, that's perfect conditions. So Katie Devitt, Cherrybrook Tech High, she'll take the win with 11:97 unofficial. Second, Kiara White, Dapto High. Congratulations to her. And in third, getting the bronze medal, Tiana Deeth from William Clark College. That's fantastic running from the girls. These 100s are living up to the hype. So second, we'll get 12:43 and 12:53 for Tiana Deeth in third.
You mentioned Sam Geddes with that meet record. Sam, of course, recovering from knee surgery in hospital at the moment. That's unfortunately going to take her out of most of the season, but a big shout out to her, and I'm hoping that in her absence from the track we might see some action from Sam on the live stream this year.
Oh, look, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but nice to get a familiar face up here. I mean, I think she's won an open state title. She's won a fair share of age titles, so she's a high-quality athlete. We'd love to get her up here.
Some other notable viewers. I know Matty Lynch from Queensland Athletics, one of the legends of Australian athletics live streaming, is watching us up in Queensland. Big shout out to Matty Lynch. He'd be getting that Queensland All Schools team ready to head to Canberra and take on the New South Wales guys.
Yeah,
Isaac Sharwood commenting on Ed Goddard's mullet, and Angus Spear also having a look at us. Give us a comment on the YouTube, guys. Share it around with your squad.
Just
as
quick
we get
shout
ready
out
to go here in the next 100-metre final.
Quick shout out to Matt Lynch for preparing Queensland to come probably second or third in Canberra. I'm sure you're doing some good work, probably just not good enough. However, on that note,
the banter for National All Schools starts already.
We'll return to the track where we find the 15 years 100 for the boys. Another very talented field. This will be nice and interesting. Out of lane 1, Godwin Apuku Mensah for Westfield Sports High. Ned Twelvetree from 2. Lawrence Davis in 3. Luke Trevelyan is in 4. Nicholas Phillip in 5. Larry Adenarian is in 6. Manoa Vacozo is in 7. Kyle Galloway from Barker 8. James Roach from Newington in 9. And Tyler Davenport Rasuli is rounding out the field from Bishop Druitt College in lane 10. The athletes to watch here, I think, Trevelyan, he looked very good. He's got the fastest time going through. Manoa Vacozo from Fairville High looked good as well. Nicholas Phillip, Kyle Galloway. Look, take your pick. I think it's going to be tight. But we're not short on quality here, which is always nice. So the 15 boys have just been called. They'll be trying to make the All Schools team. Running a 100, running a relay perhaps, and if they've qualified for other events previously, maybe have a big program. They're starting to settle now. Watch the middle lanes. In the starters' hands. We're away here. Trevelyan is out very quickly. Phillip has dropped back a little bit, but it looks like Vacozo is looking very well. It'll be Vacozo. He'll take that from Trevelyan. And it looks like Nicholas Phillip should take it 10:81. Now that is a very quick time. However, without taking away from his performance, that is a 5.4 tailwind. So that's pretty girthy. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's still got to run that quick anyway. So hats off to that. That was fantastic running. Massive congratulations to the boys in the 15 years.
And we'll just throw down now to Ed Goddard, who I understand has got another interview for us trackside.
The winner of the 17 boys 100. Amazing
Move
run,
back, Ed.
amazing time. How do you find that?
Oh, I'm stoked with it. Like, it's just all blur for me now. That's camera. Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked. I couldn't be happier.
Were you expecting to win?
No, definitely not. I was just hoping to go through to Canberra, hopefully a second, a decent PB, and managed to take that out.
So I saw you yesterday when you'd won one race. Today you've won two. What are your plans for the season ahead?
Keep running and hopefully keep winning races. Yeah.
Have you got any plan for all schools?
Train and run again. Yeah.
Well done today. Very impressive.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed Goddard. Just lacking a bit of spatial awareness down there with the camera locations, but got to give him a break. He's on debut on the live stream. Matty Wood, take us through this next race. It's a big one.
This lineup is pure class. We got 10 in the field for the 15 girls 100, and there's a fair chance that Jess Thornton's meet record is well in doubt. We'll start from lane 1, Matilda Swan from MLC Burwood. 2, Emily Britton from Ravenswood Girls. 3, Eliza Swan from MLC Burwood as well. Nice representation there. Sarah Dugan, who's probably coming in as a favourite after her win in the 200 yesterday, and her 11.88 heat is in 4 from Monty St Angelo. 5 will be Hannah Region from Berkeley Vale High. 6 will be Dakota Thomas from St Paul's in Burrigal. 7, Tia McPherson from Hunter Sports High, Nova Castrian, which is always nice. 8, we have an international athlete in Stephanie Potter. 9 will be Mia Economou. And to round out the field, McKeely Snow from Glen Innes High. The big 3 here, you would imagine. Dugan, Thomas, McPherson. Regan's put herself right in there through a dominant heat. Potter and Swan as well. You could even get Snow in there. I mean, this there's so much depth here. This could in fact go to anyone. But Sarah Dugan, 11.88 in her heat. It's hard to bet against her.
Big ups to Sarah Dugan as well, student at the Monty St Angelo School where I coach. So if she wins this, you know who to thank.
We know we won't be thanking Ed. Girls are on the blocks now. We're away. Wow, McPherson's out like an absolute rocket. Dakota Thomas on her shoulder. Dugan's progressing through well. Dugan will hit the front. She's just got McPherson covered. Thomas will take third. 12.18. That's a legal wind, so that's a legal time there from Sarah Dugan. Plus 0.8. 0.9 just been adjusted. That's some great running for the girls. 15. The meet record, Jess Thornton, will stand, but Tia McPherson, she was out like a rocket, wasn't she, Ed?
She sure was, but Dugan steaming home late for her second win of the championships, dominating the 200 and scrapes away with the 100, so very big championship by her. Should look on to push towards the national title at the Australian All Schools down in Canberra.
We've finished with our 100s as we now move on to some 400s. Which means we've got to move the blocks and starter, which means there's time for a dad joke. This joke was submitted by Robert Jarberg. So thank you, Robert. Why do chicken coops only have 2 doors? Because if they had 4, they would be chicken sedans, and that's just a reference to doors and cars and whatnot, and that's just class. That's all I got to say. That's class. So send him in if you got a bad dad joke. Comment on our YouTube. We're live streaming on YouTube. Chuck a comment, chuck a like. Subscribing would be nice as well. Anything you can do to help us out. But what we do need first and foremost is some bad dad jokes to roll through. One
of the unique attributes of athletics is you invariably have some time to fill and thank God that Matt Wood has come to the rescue for live streaming 2016.
Matt Smith, but we'll take it anyway.
So many Matts. I'll tell you what, if we get Matty Lynch down here for Hunter Track Classic, we're going to have to come up with an entirely new naming system.
Yeah, that would be quite hard to maintain. You've just seen on the live stream there, the girls have just got their medals for their 100s. Maisie Stevens has taken the win. Chrissy Edwards, she came second there. So some great running there. Some great performances this afternoon. And if you are joining us, you're in for an absolute. You've been in for a treat, and you're in for more of one as our 400s reach our older age groups. We'll roll from the 15s all the way through to the 19s. And I'll tell you what, if they're going to be anything like they were in the heats this morning, gee whiz. That's all I can say. Gee whiz.
Winner of this race, making the presentation. Medals from King's School, John Gracchus with a time of 10:56. And what a finish it was, a new meet record, beating Josh's old record, which stood for 3 years, from Barker College, Will Lloyd, with a new meet record of 10:47. Well done, Will, you're the new 2016 All Schools Champion.
Will Lloyd, he's one of the up-and-coming sprinters that is from New South Wales that you need to keep an eye out for. Eligible for the World Under-20 Championships in 2018. Same with John Geekus there. I mean, that whole field was fantastic. And definitely some names to keep an eye out and an ear out for, I would say. We've got a bit of a break now. Got about a 5-minute break, so... Yep, we've got some high jump on the screen, as you can see. That's well underway. The bar's at 165. Some high jumping, high leaps over there. There seems to be a few girls still in, which is nice. So hopefully the wind, which is blowing in their face, isn't affecting them too much, and they can put forward their best performance on a nice sunny Sunday afternoon.
I don't want to be famous for my face. I want to be famous for my heart.
Welcome back to the 2016 New South Wales All Schools Championships. It is the last series of events of the day. 4 long days of competition here. I'm sure everyone will be keen to get home and get to bed. It's a long days out here at SOPAC. But the first of the final 400 metres events of the day are the 16 years boys final. In lane 1 will be Josh Batten from Knox Grammar. In lane 2, Zach Lawrence from Crestwood High. In 3, Chirath Prematana from Kalara High School. In 4, Lewis Purcell from Epping. In 5, Tyrell Villania Small represents Newerton College. Ethan Tagel starts in 6 for the Hills. In 7 is Aidan Wallace competing for Aurora High. In 8 is Grant Cambry from Ingleburn High. And rounding out the field in lane 9 will be Jordan Doris from Mount Carmel High. Over to Matty Wood for the call.
Thanks, Daddy. Appreciate that. Well, Jordan Doris out of 9. He got his 4th consecutive 800 metre record yesterday. That was class. He'll be hard to beat. Ethan Teagle from the Hills. He posted a 51.4 in qualification. Tyrell Valania Small. Aidan Wallace. Look, it's wide open. All times in this, all qualifiers were sub 54, and that's not easy to do. But quickly, before we do go, I'll just drop another dad joke because we've got a bit of time. The joke is, how do you make a Kleenex dance? You put a little boogie in it. That's just that's a hygiene joke. So shout out to everyone who's hygienic.
You would hope that is most people watching us. Be concerned if it wasn't. But over to Matty Wood for the call of the 400 metre boys 16 years final.
Yes, luckily we're not going to be talking about hygiene, so we can talk about these 400s. Doris from 9 will go out hard, as he's appeared to. Our Newington athlete, Valania Small, is progressing well on his outside. Tegel and Wallace are both pushing out well. Wallace has already made up the stagger on Cambrai, and he's pushing through well. Tegel's looking good. Josh Batten from Knox Grammar in lane 1. He's made up some serious ground. But it's Doris, Wallace and Tegel who look to be the big 3 at the moment. It looks like Valania Small is pushing round. But as we come off, Wallace will lead. The big figure of Wallace, Doris on the outside, is pushing right through. Tegel struggling to hold on, but he will. Doris will win it. It'll be Wallace second, Tegel third. Some great running there. Cambry finished for 4th. 49.2. That's clutch from Jordan Doris. That's 4 seconds quicker than he posted in his qualifying. He's got a win in his 800 in a meet record. And now he's got a win in the 400 as he qualifies for the Australian All Schools Championships. in Canberra next month. As you can see here, medal presentation, 15 girls 100, Dakota Thomas receiving the bronze medal. 12:37. Very contendable time. McPherson there. She'll take silver. Some great running. That's very deserved. And in gold, Sarah Dugan representing Monty. Good on her. Great running. She's posted some brilliant performances this weekend. Great to see her with the gold around her neck.
So we are getting ready now for the final of the 16 years girls 400 metres. In lane 1 is Benista Jager from MacKillop Catholic College. In lane 2, Jessica Houston, Mount St Joseph's, also runs for the Bankstown Club. Comes in with a seed time of 62.15. Katie Thorne is in lane 3 from Bellingen High. Hannah Downs from Newcastle High in 4. Kelsey Cooper-Phillips starts for Cheltenham Girls in lane 5. And in lane 6 will be Rachel Naylor from the Great Lakes College. Carly Thomas runs out of 7 for Castle Hill. Petra Greaves in 8 for St Joseph's. And in lane 9, rounding out the field, will be Shanae Edwards from Warilla High. The best time in the heats for these girls was Carly Thomas with a 61.07 in the heats. She starts out of lane 7. Maddie Wood, is anyone going to beat Carly Thomas in this race?
Great question. Great question, Daddy. Hard to see. However, we've got 5 athletes in the middle 5 lanes who have all posted within a second of each other in qualifying. But I think Carly Thomas, she ran a very, very good 800 earlier in the competition. It'll be hard for her to lose with that endurance. She's got that endurance and she's got a bit of speed as well. But, you know, Naylor, Cooper-Phillips, Downs, Thorne, they're all going to challenge. Edwards in lane 9 hasn't got a great lane draw, but she's got some pace on her. So this will be a great race indeed, as they're called by the starter. We've got a false start. The athletes have been recalled. So just wander back behind their blocks and we'll figure out what's happening there.
Not always a false start, of course. Can be unsteadiness in the judgment of the starters. Wait to see what the verdict is. And there's been a false start ruled for lane 8. Petra Greaves from St Joseph's at a heat time of 62.14 comes out of the race. So we'll be down to 8 starters for the final. And of course the application of the IAAF rules here, 1 false start and you're out. No chances like it once it was.
It's a tough rule, especially for schoolboy school level athletics, but one that's got to be implemented and made sure it's followed through, just to make sure that this sport is fair. Called for a second time now. We're in the starter's hand. We've got no lane 8 now, so Carly Thomas has got a stagger to make up. Edwards on her outside. Very even. We can see DeJaga from lane 1. She's made up the ground on Houston in 2. Other than that, everyone's holding their stagger. Carly Thomas pushing well. Cooper-Phillips as well, making up the stagger on Naylor. And Downs progressing well as well. But Carly Thomas, with 2 to go, she's halfway. She's got a lead. DeJaga still running well from lane 1, but Thomas will lead into the straight. We'll see Naylor and Cooper-Phillips as well battle it out. Carly Thomas, though, she's well and truly winning this. It looks like Naylor progressing for silver. Cooper Phyllis won't go away. Strong finish from DeJaga. And it looks like Downs as well. So it'll go Thomas, Naylor, Cooper Phyllis. That's some great running. 56.26 there, which is very impressive running there, Carly. She's won that very convincingly, so good on her.
And we'll send it down to Ed Goddard, who's got another one of our winners trackside.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Jordan Doris, winner of the 400 and the 800 yesterday. Another storming run. You went out hard, and you had to work hard for a late. How did you find it?
The first two was pretty hard against the wind. I knew I had to be up the top of the pack, because in lane 9, and then coming around the last bend, I just worked. And then the last 50, I just found another kick and just passed him, I guess.
Was the plan for this competition to do the double, the 4 and the 8?
Obviously the 8 there was, but the 4, I was keen that I can get in the top 3. I just hopefully a PB, and that would get me there. So
was that a PB?
Oh yeah, about 0.5 I think.
So you've got all schools later this year. You're in good form. What are your ambitions for that?
I want to be at least running like a 152 and probably sub 49 for that. And just hoping to get 150 by the end of the season. So
should push up into the medals with that?
Yeah, hopefully should. Being the younger age group, I'd like to give the big boys a run for their money, so that'd be good.
Thanks very much, Jude. Well run. See you around the traps. Have a good one. See ya.
Thank you, Ed. Great interview there with Jordan Doris, who just took out the 400. He's done the double this weekend, 4 and the 8. Some class there, and he's definitely a youngster to watch. Very quickly, we'll look through the lane draw here for the 15 boys 400. Lane 1 is vacant, so we'll go to lane 2. Isaac Ebling for Blaxland High. 3, Jordan Hill, Holy Cross in ride. 4 will be Mark Focus for Kingsgrove High, although he's running for Trinity Grammar. That is his club. 5 will be Keegan Bell for Hill Sports High. 6, Samuel Ellicott, McCarthy Catholic College. 7, Geordie Williams, or Jordan rather. Not sure if he likes Geordie. King's School. 8 will be Austin Thomas from Knox Grammar. Lane 9 seems to be vacant. It's meant to be Jack Hamlin, but I don't think he's a show. Jordan Williams he posted 50.6 in his heat. Very dominant display there. Mark Focus, he switched it off very early in his heat, just did enough to roll through. Keegan Bell pushed through as well, Samuel Ellicott as well. I think it should be between those 4. Hill, Focus, probably 5. Chuck Hill in there, Focus, Bell, Ellicott, Williams. They're called now, and they adopt their starting position. We're away cleanly here. Thomas seemed to get out rather slowly, and subsequently Jordan Williams has already made up the stagger on his inside. Ellicott is running very well, so is Bell and Focus. Ebling is making it up on Hill. He's starting to progress. But it is Jordan Williams. He'll lead. The stagger is starting to roll through now. Keegan Bell progressing nicely with 150 to go. So it looks like it's going to be Bell, Ellicott and Williams. Williams will lead Bell into the straight. Ellicott in third. Focus is finishing strong. This is tight. This is very tight. Williams just holding out Bell. Williams will take the win. Bell second. Ellicott and then Focus. 50.34. That's very quick. 15 boys, 400. Some great running there. Product of the King's School, Geordie Williams, and Hill Sports High, Keegan Bell. Samuel Ellicott, McCarthy Catholic College, has snuck in for third. Mark Focus finished strong. Just wasn't enough to claw back that gap and take that bronze medal. But, again, some great running.
Next event on the track is the 15 years girls 400 metres. In lane 1 will be Brooke Wilkins from Ingleburn High. In 2, Sasha Guzman from Roseville College. In 3, Susie Douglas of St Andrew's Cathedral. In 4, Eliza Harvey from Loretto Normanhurst. Rowena Millis goes out of 5 for Toongabbie Christian High School. Talia Lummo will start in lane 6 from Olsh Kensington. In 7 will be Sophie Wickham from Stella Maris. In 8, Jessica Arentz from Mount Carmel High. And in 9, Danielle Drennan from Model Farms. Over to Matt Wood for the call.
This should be a good contest. We've got Talia Lummo here. She won the juniors in Perth earlier this year. 55.59 she ran there. She beat the rest of the field by a whole second. Jessica Arentz, however, who's running out of lane 8, did beat Lummo at CCC this year. She ran 58.14 and ran a new record. So, look, it's anyone's race. Lummo out of 6, Arentz in 8. We're away now. Talia's gone out well. Wickham to our outside. She's starting to chew up the ground. Followed by Arentz. Lummo's gone out hard, very hard. The wind's died down. That's definitely helping. Rowena Millis on her inside, trotting along quite nicely. And we can see Brooke Wilkins in lane 1, running a pretty decent race as well. We see Lummo. We see Talia Lummo. She's winning at the moment. Jessica Arentz there as well. Danielle Drennan. Sophie Wickham. All the girls who are outside and on her inside. Rowena Millis. But it is Talia. She's got about an 8 metre lead at the moment. This is the dominant display. Girls who are outside are chasing home. Sophie Wickham, Jessica Arentz. Wickham will finish for second. Arentz will get third. Lummo will hold on. 57.74. Wickham will take second. Jessica Arentz third. Good finish there. Danielle Drennan. Some great running.
I think we are once again throwing down to Ed Goddard, trackside.
Thanks, Matt. I'm joined here with Geordie Williams, winner of the 400 metres. Tight finish. How do you find that?
Oh, really hard, especially that back straight with the wind. So,
were you expecting to come away with the win?
No. I just dug deep and lucky enough I won it. So
is this going to be your first All School Nationals, or have you been before?
Oh, I've been before. Came second last year, so good step up to first. Yeah.
Yeah, you've had a good season so far, GPS and everything. So, national title on the table?
Oh, you never know. Yeah.
Any other plans for the season ahead?
No, not in athletics, just got footy coming up, so should be good.
How do you get your stitches?
Footy.
Yeah. How good. Have a good one, dude.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Edward. That's class there. Pure class. On the list, on the track now, 17 boys, 400. And this has got some good quality in it, this race. This should be very interesting. I'll roll you through the list, although we do have a few non-starters. Lane 1, Daniel Wood. He's representing St Joseph's. Lane 2 is meant to be Declan Stupak-Horgan. He's not there, though. Josiah Romeo from Trinity Grammar will be running out of 3. 4 should be Matt Walters. Again, not sure where he is, but that's okay. 5 will be Tyler Gunn. Tyler Gunn is running for Henry Kendall High. 6 will be James McPaul. James is a very, very impressive runner. He's running for Kyogle High. 7, Connor Bastow, Barker College, one of my training partners. Good bloke, great ahead. Lane 8, Jesse Maxwell, St Philip's Christian. And to round it out for St Ignatius College, Lachlan Raper. So we've got a field of 7. It's a high quality field. Watch for McPaul from 6. He'll go out quick. Tyler Gunn as well. He looked dominant in his heat this morning. Josiah Romeo, Connor Bastow. Take your pick. No Matt Walters, no Declan Stupak-Horgan. It's a race of 7. 17 boys, 400. Meet record, 47.6. Miles Murphy. That was back in 1984, actually. So quite some time. That's held on for quite some time. Whether that'll come under the pump today from James McPaul, we'll find out. But he has been running well. So today this race will be very interesting. We're off here. We'll watch for the middle four in Romeo, Gunn, McPaul and Basto. McPaul flying early. Same with Tyler Gunn. Basto's dropped off the pace. Maxwell and Raper out wide are still holding. Daniel Woods in lane 1 is making up some ground on Josiah Romeo. But wow, McPaul and Gunn. These two are shooving and moving. And it's Gunn who's going to lead. Didn't see that coming. Tyler Gunn, he'll lead. It'll be James McPaul in second. For Riverview, Jesse Max. Oh, no. Lachlan Raper will come third. Wow. 48.09 there. Some great running from Tyler Gunn. James McPaul eased up toward the end. And it looked like Lachlan Raper will roll in for third. Connor Basto finished strong. Deficit was just far too much.
I think we are once again back down trackside with Ed Goddard.
Thanks, Matt. I'm joined here with Talia Lummo. Had an amazing competition so far. How have you found racing?
Oh, it's been amazing. Just the wind has been really challenging, but it's a good challenge. You can push yourself. So.
Were you expecting to do as well as you have?
No, not at all. I'd got a PB in the 200, and then I just ran an amazing race there. I couldn't be happier.
And All Schools Nationals, what's your aim for that?
Hopefully get another gold.
You in the younger age group for that, or the older one?
The older one.
And you went last year?
Yeah, I got second in that last year, but I was the younger age, so this year's my year.
Any other plans for the season ahead?
Just more PBs, I guess. Just keep getting better. Yeah.
And then Australian Juniors? Thanks very much. Have a good one.
Thanks, Ed. Thank you, Talia. Great interview. Shout out to Talia as well. She does follow me on Instagram. And if you do want to follow me on Instagram, at Matthew Wood with 3 O's, because 2 O's was already taken. But thanks, Talia, for the follow. I do follow you back. So, and congratulations on a good win as well. Good stuff, I say. Fantastic. Bit of a not a lot going on at the track at the moment as we're about to round up, which I think means we can probably squeeze in one more dad joke. And this one is Brett Rosenbach sent this one in via Facebook. Thanks, Brett. It goes as follows: 2 peanuts were walking down a street. One was assaulted. Yes. Assaulted. Now, you're probably going, what do you mean, Matt? assaulted it can be used twice. Assaulted as one word means as a beaten up or destroyed, you might say. Whereas this one, in the context, it uses a salted, saying that it is a salted peanut. Classic. There's your dad joke.
All Schools Champion, Castle Hill High, Carly Thomas, with a time of 56.22. Fantastic time, Carly. Great running, and congratulations, girls.
See you later. Right.
Getting ready to go for the penultimate race of the day, the 19 years boys 400 metres. Second last race of the day. 6 in the field. In lane 3 will be Alexander Reinders from Trinity Grammar with a heat time of 58.01. Starting out of lane 4 will be Alex Hudson from Greystones High, heat time 52.21. Oliver Clark starts in 5 from Galston High with a heat time of 52.82. Jacob Carasso from St Joseph's College comes in with the fastest time of 50.65 and will run out of lane 6. In lane 7, Jonathan Guzman from Woolgoolga High, 54.86 he comes in with. And Rory Ding rounds out the field running in lane 8 from Trinity Grammar with a heat time of 57.01 seconds. The boys now just starting to get ready out on the track. And I'll send it over to Matty Wood for the call. Matty, based on the heat times, it appears to be a race of one.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it looks like Carrasco, Jacob from Joey's, St Joseph's. Yeah, his seed time is superior, quite convincingly to the others. However, it's going to be a good race. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. It should be exciting. Oliver Clark, Alex Hudson, lanes 5 and 4. Jonathan Guzman from Woolgoolga High. He'll have a crack, but you'd imagine Carrasco will take it from here. And the last male event at the 2016 New South Wales All Schools underway. Carrasco, he's putting his legs down, no doubt. Clark on his inside is making a move. The wind does seem to be rather rather girthy down there. And as they do round the bend, Carrasco's lead is diminishing as the stagger rolls through. We're going to hit this straight with 2. Gusman seems to be holding down third, but it really is a race of 2 at the moment. Carrasco slowly pulling away. Clark might have pushed himself out a bit too early there. It looks like Hudson will get third as well, so it'll be Carrasco, Clark and Hudson. Gusman, followed by Ding and Rayners.
Good race there for the last men's event of the day, but once again, we go down to Ed Goddard, who is trackside.
Thanks, Matt. I'm joined here with Tyler Gunn, who has just run a whole second PB to win the 400. Won the 800 yesterday. How was that?
It was a good race. A bit tired after that, but I'm stoked and happy to run that time. It was a strong, hard race with the other boys, but I just did what I had to do, just kept going.
So 2 fast races. Which is your favourite?
I've got to say the favourite is so far the 4 still. Just been racing the 8 a bit, getting back into it, but 4 is my main run.
So 2 state titles and your first national championships in December. How are you feeling for that?
Feeling pretty good, actually. I'm happy to make it. Feeling excited to actually go in 2 events, not just 1. Just stoked to be there. Any
other goals for the season?
Not really. Just trying, like I said last time, just trying to improve my race and my times and get PBs. I'm just happy with that.
Thanks so much, dude. Well run this championships and look forward to seeing how you go.
Thank you.
Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Edward. Great little interview there. We've just got 1 race to go on the track, which will be the 19 girls 400. We've also got a bit of triple jump on the home straight. We've also got some discus in the cage, but this event is definitely wrapping up at the moment, no doubt. It's a race of 3 in the girls 19s 400. That's probably to do with the fact that HSC exams are currently underway. The seeded times that we've got put down will indicate that this should be a very tight race. All 3 girls have bests within a second of each other. So this will be riveting. I'll take you through the list now. Nicole Ogle is running for McKillop. She's running out of lane 4. Out of 5 will be Brodie Mate. She's representing Picton High. And in lane 6 to round out the 3-person field, Erin Daly is running for Warilla High. This is anyone's race. Take your pick. But I think these 3 are probably going to finish in the medal positions. I'm not sure.
The last event of the 2016 New South Wales All School Championships.
The athletes have had to rise. It looks like a bunch of field event athletes have walked across the track at the wrong time. That's rather disappointing, isn't it?
Everyone pretty excited to get home and have a rest after 4 long days of athletics here at SOPAC.
We'll try again for the 19 girls 400 metres. Field of 3. We're off. Brodie Mate looks like she's gone out all right. Erin Daly on her outside, but these 3 are maintaining their stagger very, very evenly. We've hit the back straight now. Mate is starting to chew up on Daly. Ogle on her inside, starting to slowly move up on Mate as well. But this is a tight race. No doubt about it. No ifs, no buts. 200 to go now. It looks like Nicole Ogle has chewed up a bit of room on Brodie Mate. Erin Daly has dropped off a little bit, but still 120 to go. Mate has re-kicked. She's gone past Ogle. She'll lead into the straight. She's got a 2 or 3 metre lead. She's finishing strongly as well. So Brodie Mate, she's looking the goods. She's pulling away. Nicole Ogle will get second behind Brodie Mate. And rolling through in third, Erin Daly representing Warilla High. And that is the last track event from the 2016 New South Wales All Schools Championships. 59.93. Some good running there.
That's all she wrote for the 2016 New South Wales All Schools Championships. Thank you for joining us here on the Sunday afternoon live stream. Matty Wood, what was your highlight of the weekend?
Tough to pick. A lot of good performances, especially this afternoon. We saw the sprints and the 1500s. We saw a lot of good performances, but hard for me to go past my training partner, Will Lloyd. He took the win yesterday in the 200, 21.37. That's moving. This morning he broke the hurdles meet record. Ran a 13.73, I believe, and backed it up with a 10.47 windy 100 then to take that. So 3 golds for him. He's on his way to Canberra for the All Schools, and a bit of class from him, I'd say.
Ed Goddard, what about you, mate? What was your highlight of the weekend?
Well, it'll be tough to pick one, so I won't. I'll pick 2. Tyler Gunn in the 17s, 400 and 800. He's off to his first nationals. He absolutely smoked it today. PB by a second. And I also can't go past Sarah Dugan from the Monty St. Angelo School. She won the 100 and the 200, ran a wind-assisted 11.8, which is ridiculously fast, and absolutely smoked the field in the 200. So they're definitely my 2 picks.
For mine, young Mr. Phillips in the 17 years, 1500 metres, a very what we thought might be a competitive race. He just ran away with it. It was one of the great front-running performances that I've seen this year. Very promising things to come in the lead internationals and the Australian Junior Championships next year. But that's all she wrote for All Schools 2016 here in New South Wales. Nationals are coming up in Canberra next month. But thank you for joining us on the live stream this afternoon. Matt Wood, Ed Goddard.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. I'm Smithy.
I'm Woody.
I'm Matt Whitbread. Thank you for joining us on the live stream this afternoon.